Now, it could be a very, very good Sunday for Cam Ward and whoever drafts him very soon because he is going to most likely be the number one pick in the draft. Big question is Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward? They're actually best of buddies, but it's the whole who's going to be the better quarterback. Well, Stephen A. Smith recently weighed in on who he would take. Would it be Ward or would it be Sanders?
Shedeur has all the intangibles, and we love the poise. We love the pedigree. We know where he gets what he gets, what he has from. He can make the requisite throws. He can chunk up some yards on the ground, but he's not that mobile. So listen to what they say about him. His arm is not that strong. He's not that mobile, but he's a winner. He finds a way to get things done. You know, that's the kind of stuff that we've said about the Brock Purdy's of the world and others. Obviously, I think Shedeur is an upgrade from that athletically, but nevertheless, that's what we're talking about here. When you look at Cam Ward, 67% of his passes completed, 4,313 yards, FBS best 39 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions, played 5 years in college, 5 years. In that time span, 4-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. We can't ignore that. And so he has size. He has arm strength. He has all of those different things. And so when you look at it from that standpoint, let's say you're talking about Cleveland. Let's say you're talking about Tennessee. Let's say you're talking about New York. I think you have to take those confines into consideration as opposed to somebody playing indoors or somebody playing in confines like Los Angeles, for example. I think those things have to get taken into consideration. And your size, your durability, your arm strength, I think those things have to come into play when you talk about playing in inclement weather in the National Football League against grown men?
Now, I'm not going against Shedeur Sanders because I think he's a good quarterback, and I think he's going to be a fine quarterback in the league. But, yeah, Cam Ward's going number one, and rightfully so. Cam Ward's got all the tools, and this is what I like about Cam Ward the most. And I know they're talking about Shedeur Sanders, the poise, the presence, the winner. Cam Ward has all that and then some. Just think about it. A guy who in high school played in a wing T offense, that is the wishbone, Vlad. That is the triple option. That's why he didn't get recruited to any Division I schools. Finds his way onto Incarnate Word. That's a Division II FCS school. Finds his way out of the FCS to the FBS to Washington State, which once again, let's be honest, not the biggest market in the world. A lot of people haven't seen their games. Then finds his way to Miami. Then finds his way almost to winning the Heisman Trophy. You got to figure this guy's found his way. He's going to find his way in the NFL.
I think Shedeur is going to be the better quarterback.
You think Shedeur is going to be better?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think Shedeur makes better decisions, and I think Shedeur has been under the proper tutelage. Shedeur's been under Tom Brady and his dad. So
I give Shedeur that.
So then when you're under that and you're under learning from greats and you
to me he's Peyton Manning.
Right. It's to me he's there's things Cam can do that Shedeur can't.
Right.
But there's things Shedeur does better than Cam that I don't think Cam would be able to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's things I don't think Shedeur that Cam does that Shedeur can do. That's like that. That's just the special talent that Cam has. But there's things that Shedeur does that Shedeur will do way better than Cam. Not to say Cam can't do it, but Shedeur does it way better than him.
What do most NFL coaches tell you? Just get him in the building. I'll get rid of his flaws.
And that's why I think Shedeur does, because I don't think Shedeur has many flaws.
I don't think he does either. And once again, I'm not piling on either.
I'm not piling on. I worry about Cam's feet.
Okay.
I worry about Cam's feet, and I worry about Cam holding the ball a little too long. He holds the ball a little too long. I think sometimes he should just go because he's so athletic and he can go, but he holds on to the ball a little too long. Shedeur, on the other hand, I think
he didn't have a lot of time back there with that.
He didn't have a lot of time, and he's always looking out to make the play. But the thing with Shedeur is that he's actually fast. He's elusive. He's not fast like his daddy, but nobody will ever be. But he can move with the ball. I think it's a kind of a foregone conclusion that the Raiders are drafting Shedeur. So I think that's the reason why certain teams are not going to draft certain players at number one, because they know they're not going to join their organization. The way, we know that Prom's going to have a say in where his son goes because he doesn't want his son to go to a place that's going to fail him. And if you look at the Tennessee Titans,
that's
the Cleveland Browns.
That's where Cam Ward's looking at. Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, you're looking at those teams that's going to fail you. So, yeah. I think if it was any other way, I think Shedeur would go number one. But Cam goes number one, and good for him.
It's a good way to be, though. Shedeur in New York, Broadway Shedeur, that'd be cool. And the Giants, We know that organization makes good decisions. Saquon Barkley had what a great season. Daniel Jones is cut, sitting on the couch right now. Stew on that. I mean, I don't have to tell Giants fans to stew on that. I don't know. I like Cam Ward. I like Shedeur Sanders too. The thing that I like about Shedeur is what you said, Vlad. He is a winner. He's got the pedigree. And if you don't think that makes a difference, ask Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning about that. A lot of people go, Peyton Manning's too stiff. Ryan Leaf is the true talent. You'll see. We saw it. Now, I'm not saying Cam Ward's going to end up Ryan Leaf. I think Cam Ward's going to be great. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to be great. Maybe one day, Vlad.
Maybe listen, everybody. All I always say, and this is so important, is if you can find a right offensive coordinator to nurture and mature the quarterback, you will go a long way.
That's a good question, Vlad.
Because look at the Commanders, right? Ooh. Look at the Commanders. Look at after this great season Jaden Daniels have. Look at everybody was on Cliff Kingsbury's radar, because they're gonna be like, look what he did with Jaden Daniels. He was already an NFL coach. He had success in Arizona. Look what he did with Kyler Murray. Let's give him a second chance. Yeah, those were the rumors happening. And guess what? He decided he's gonna come back another year with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. And if you're Washington, now you're gonna see the evolution. You see more of the maturity of your quarterback. Because look, guess what, Jaden Daniels? Guess what? And guess what? 31 defensive coordinators have now.
Tape on you.
A full season tape
and
on you.
And you catch no one off guard like you did this season. CJ Stroud knows about that.
Yes, a full season.
Yeah. It's easy to uneasy. It's not easy.
So
you can do it 1 year. Second year is tough, man. It's not your fault. It's just teams are so you don't think every team looks at their schedule and says, "Ooh, Commanders."
Yeah, you're no longer you're a target now. You're a target date. You're a big game.
You're the hunted. You're not the hunter anymore.
That's what these quarterbacks are gonna have to deal with. They want to deal with a situation where they go into a Washington environment instead of a Chicago environment like Caleb Williams had, and you want the best and you wish the best for these quarterbacks going in. Because
I do want to ask you this, Vlad, and you bring up a good point. It's who you get paired with your quarterback, who is a good offensive coordinator, a good organization.
The personnel, yes, because you know
what and I've thought about this a couple of times, and I have never asked it anybody other than myself. What is Patrick Mahomes if he never teams up with Andy Reid?
That's a good question. We don't know. What's Andy Reid if he never teams? If he never,
we know what he does with Donovan McNabb.
No,
but
he doesn't win a title without Patrick.
Right?
Mahomes.
No, I agree. But what does Patrick Mahomes look like?
It all depends on what team he goes to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Though, what if he goes to a crappy organization? I'll just use the Saints as an example.
Well,
although Drew Brees has a pretty good.
No, because Sean Payton was still there when Patty.
Okay, let's say he. I don't want to say that, but
if he went to my team. It would have been
went to the Jets.
It would have been bad.
Patrick Mahomes, is he a playoff? Is he making runs in the playoffs?
He may be making runs in the playoff, but he might not be winning Super Bowl.
It's just so crazy. Like Michael Jordan, if he's never teamed up with Phil Jackson, is he Michael Jordan that we know? I mean, obviously not. There's obvious, but like, is he the Michael Jordan that we speak of today? Kobe Bryant, if he's never teamed up with Phil Jackson, of course, Phil Jackson keeps repeating. Like
one thing we know, LeBron can win no matter what.
LeBron is LeBron. He coaches himself.
Right. So
it's interesting.
It's
yeah,
very
LeBron's
interesting.
A guy, I mean, LeBron, whoever you pair him with, he's going to be LeBron.
Let me ask you this then, Dan.
Okay.
If you're Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, what's the best out of the teams that need a quarterback? What organization you think will give you the best chance or will put the proper pieces in place in order for you to succeed? Now we're talking about Tennessee, who just fired a general manager.
Yes.
We're talking about
Cleveland,
who's had a revolving door of quarterbacks.
I would say New England, but
New England has their quarterback.
Remember what they? I'm just saying that one of the top picks.
No. I'm talking about teams that need quarterbacks. Not. Is it the Giants?
You still have Brian Dable there.
You're right. You have Malik Neighbors there.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or is it the Las Vegas Raiders with a Super Bowl winning coach and a Super Bowl winning quarterback owner?
Yeah, I go with the Vegas Raiders. But the
think
Giants is nice. I mean, the Giants were absolutely terrible this
the
year.
Giants were terrible.
They're in it, but you do have a weapon there in Malik Neighbors. You do have Brian Dable, who I still think
And
can
you
coach.
have weapons with the Raiders with
Bowers.
Bowers,
Brock
okay,
Bowers.
Jacoby Myers, who low key had an 1,000-yard season, but playing for like 3 quarterbacks.
I want Shedeur Sanders to go to the Raiders.
I think Shedeur Sanders and the Raiders is a match made in
There
heaven.
you go. We have it settled. Cam Ward to Tennessee.
And Cam Ward, he'll go to Tennessee, but I'd rather if he went to Cleveland though.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: Cleveland's got a defense. You got Myles
You got
Garrett.
Myles Garrett there.
You got the cornerbacks there. You got a defense, man, and you still have some weapons.
Yeah.
You have some weapons,
And you still got a coach they were in the playoffs last year.
And I still think Kevin
2 years.
Stefanski's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, I think so too. Things just kind of got off the rails this year. It's going to be interesting, but I'm pretty sure now, unless something goes crazy, Cam Ward will go number 1 overall because that's what you got to do. You got to take shots at quarterbacks because you don't want to miss on a Jaden Daniels.